Yes, please. Okay. I think we're live. So let me check and see if we're live. Is there... Where would I even see that? Oh, yeah. Okay. I think we're live. Yep. So let me check and see. We're live. Okay, great. So we're live on YouTube. First time streaming on YouTube. Hopefully it goes well. And then I'm going to start the recording and then we'll just go. You ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Starting now. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Today we're going to be watching the Week 1 games. I got all the replays that I could get downloaded, and we're just going to watch them one by one and, give some commentary, give some thoughts, maybe some advice, whatever. And joining me is Carter. Say hi, Carter.
hi, I'm Carter. How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Tired. I just got back from work. It was a long day. Traffic was terrible.
Yeah, that's rough. I also got back from work not long ago. I was in the car for about 2 hours on the way home.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had to stop at a friend's house, but that's not really the point. The point is Pokemon. So let's get into the
Pokemon is
Pokemon.
always the point.
That's the only reason we work. So that we have enough money to live so we can play more Pokemon. All right. So the first game we're going to go over today is Nolan versus Noah. And we sadly only got game 3 because they did not realize they have to save in each individual game. Which makes sense. It doesn't really make sense that you do have to save in each individual game. But you do. So, yeah, lesson learned there. It's too bad you can't just click one button and download the whole best of 3. But it is what it is. Yeah, let's just get in. So we have just game 3. So let's get into it. Let's watch it. All
Are
right.
you gonna share your screen or what?
Oh, yes. I forgot. I'm streaming on YouTube, but I need to share my screen with you so that you can see. Okay. Great.
Excellent.
Yeah. Perfect. So, yeah, let's just go. I'm going to put the battle in... I'll just leave it in normal, and I'll probably pause at various points. Actually, before we go, let's look at what was brought. Do you think the brings make sense? We have... Nolan brings Butterfree, Dragonite, Gengar, Lapras, Ditto, and Marowak. And then Noah brings Ninetales, Mew, Dugtrio, Primeape, Blastoise, and Clefable. What do you think? Thoughts?
I'm not really sure what Ninetales does in this situation. But that's just I kind of think that in general for Noah's team. Um, for specifically this matchup, I mean Ditto's cool. I like Ditto. Uh, Butterfree is interesting because that's like a later pick. I'm surprised he didn't go with like Kingler here, but otherwise, like this makes sense to me.
Yeah, I said, I think, in my ranking list that he has to bring Butterfree like every time because it is his speed control, basically.
Oh yeah,
And his only real support. He doesn't really have much in terms of
that's
support.
true. That's true.
So that's kind of why I think Butterfree does make sense. I'm not a fan of bringing Marowak in this situation just because I think, well, I don't know. It's okay if you're trying to like one-shot Mew, I guess. But I just think Marowak without Trick Room kind of sucks, and he just doesn't have Trick Room on his team. So Marowak just kind of falls in this weird place where it's hard to use. And he does have other options, like the Kingler that you mentioned. Yeah, the Ditto is fine. I wouldn't necessarily bring it against Noah's team just because I don't think he has any one Pokemon you really want to copy. I think Ditto's
Yeah.
stronger against like the Moltres and the Mewtwo, but it's never bad to have Ditto. And on Noah's side, like you're right, the Ninetales doesn't do anything, and that doesn't like support its team with weather. But I still think you bring Ninetales a lot of times, just because Aurora Veil, because spamming Blizzard.
Yeah, it's a great support in general. Just to
Yeah,
have Aurora
it's
Veil.
just a good Pokemon. It's still his first pick, so I think you're
Yeah.
always bringing it. Everything else I like. The Terra types are interesting. We have Terra Electric Blastoise, Terra Flying Clefable, Terra Flying, actually tons of Terra Flying. Terra Flying Mewtwo, Terra Flying Ninetales, Terra Rock on Dugtrio, and then Terra Normal Primeape. Some very interesting ones there. And then on the other
Yeah, I'm not
side,
sure. I don't really
yeah, we
get
could talk about that.
Paranormal.
Yeah, I'm not sure I get Terra Normal either, but I don't know.
I'm Primate.
Like, are you just trying to? I mean, Terra Normal is neutral to a lot of things, except for fighting. So I mean, I guess there is that. Maybe he's specifically worried about like the Gengar and the.
Yeah, probably Gengar.
But like,
But
are you already immune to
are you
Ghost?
trying to do like no, you're not immune to Ghost when you're fighting type.
Okay, so yeah, so maybe he's just worried
If you're
about.
trying to do like a Rage Fist thing, maybe that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. The Terra Flyings is a lot. I don't know if he's worried about some Earthquake user. Or like Marowak. Maybe it's just Marowak. He wants to dodge the Bone Meringue or something. And then Terra Electric is really interesting too. I don't hate it. I mean, if he has Terra Blast, it does let him hit like Lapras. It lets him hit Butterfree. It even lets him hit Dragonite.
Yeah, Electric's a good Terra.
Whereas then on the Nolan side, it seems like almost every Terra is just the default. I mean, Terra Normal, Dragonite.
I don't get yeah, Terra Butterfree is pretty silly.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
I
sense.
don't know why you would do that.
You would want
Terra
like
Ghost
Terra
Gengar kind
Steel or
of
something.
makes a little
I
sense.
mean, it's
That's the
fine as
damage.
like an offensive choice, right?
Terra Dragon Lapras is great. Terra Water Marowak is great. I don't understand Terra Normal Ditto, but whatever.
Yeah, Ditto's hard to pick a Terra type for.
Yeah, because it could be anything.
Could be anything. I would
But
just
you
pick
could just
something
pick a
generic,
generically good Terra type like
defensive.
Steel.
Yeah, I was gonna say Steel or Ghost, like
Yeah,
because you don't want to get Fake Out, or like if you're worried about Fake Out Ghost, and otherwise like yeah, Steel, Dragon, Fairy, like
yeah.
something generically defensively strong. Yep. Terra Water makes a lot of sense
Even
though
more,
for
yeah.
Alolan Marowak, just to as a defensive Terra. I don't hate that. Okay, we talked about all that. Let's go into the match. So we start with the Ninetales Blastoise lead into Dragonite and Gengar. This is a really offensive lead with the Dragonite Gengar. You can do a lot of damage up front, so I like it. And then Ninetales Blastoise. Blastoise wants to set up, but he's under a lot of pressure here. And then Ninetales is it's a good bring because you can set Aurora Veil right at the beginning. Dragonite, of course, does Terra Normal Extreme Speed. And then Gengar goes into the Blastoise. So they double the Blastoise with Extreme Speed and Poltergeist.
And Poltergeist, which
Uses Aurora Veil, and Blastoise uses Muddy
yeah,
Water. So, yeah, Poltergeist, you wanted to say?
yeah, very very strange choice to give Gengar a physical attack when Gengar is heavily specialized for special attack. Like
Yes.
Gengar's special attack is like double its physical attack. So giving it Poltergeist doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, agreed. The Gengar has 130 special attack stat and
Yeah,
65 physical attack, so it will literally do twice as much damage with special moves. And actually, Blastoise lives with only 6% HP as a result of that. Um,
yeah. Blastoise would have gone down if he had used any special move there.
yeah, pretty much guaranteed. So yeah, that's the other thing is choosing to double Blastoise. I personally would see Ninetales as a greater threat. And you could just throw a casual Sludge Bomb at Ninetales and it'll one shot it
That's
because
true.
Poison is super effective into Ninetales. So unless he has like Focus Sash, so you could split your damage a little more. Because that play, if Blastoise had like, for example, clicked Protect, then you would have just wasted 2 attacks in a row. So, but yeah, now the Aurora Veil's up. The Muddy Water did a lot of damage. Extreme Speed goes into Ninetales, and Poison Jab goes into Blastoise, taking it down. Ninetales clicks Blizzard, which ends Gengar and gets Dragonite really low. I think that the Poison Jab, obviously he's a physical Gengar, which we talked about why that's bad. I don't hate switching targets on Dragonite to go for the Ninetales, but the Ninetales is surprisingly bulky, lives with 53%, so that means you can't even take out Ninetales with another attack. Let's see who the switch-ins are. We bring out Butterfree and Clefable. Dragonite goes for the extreme speed into Ninetales. I didn't even know that the extreme speed actually goes even before Follow Me.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's kind of crazy. Yep. So he just like
You
Clefable
must
tries
have like
to
the
use Follow Me.
same priority,
Yeah.
and just because Dragonite is faster than Clefable, it just goes first.
Yeah. Yeah. So the extreme speed does hit the Ninetales, but Ninetales lives. The Follow Me comes out from Clefable. Blizzard takes out Dragonite and nearly kills Butterfree. Butterfree gets a Sleep Powder into Clefable. And then the final Pokemon comes out for Nolan. It's Marowak.
Good sleep powder.
And Sleep Powder's on Clefable, so Clefable's asleep. So I would be ignoring Clefable right now on account of it's asleep.
Well,
and just
yeah.
finishing off this Ninetales. So let's see what happens. Ninetales, I just click Blizzard again. And that is what happens. Marowak goes for a Rock Slide, which technically hits both, which is good, and luckily manages to hit Ninetales and bring it down. So now we're down to Mew Clefable versus Marowak. Clefable is asleep. Mew uses Imprison onto Marowak, and then Marowak misses Clefable with Fire Blast.
Flare Blitz.
So yeah.
Or Fire Blast? No, it's Flare Blitz.
Oh, Flare Blitz. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Fire Blast would be bad. I don't know. Why do you think he's going for a Clefable Flare Blitz?
I don't know. That's kind of... I would probably be targeting Mew if I were you, because, Clefable's not going to do anything but support Mew.
And it's asleep.
With, like, Follow Me. And while it's asleep, you're not worried about Follow Me. So, yeah, he probably would just want to attack the Mew in this situation.
Yeah. And Poltergeist will one-shot Mew. Maybe not under Aurora Veil, but generally it'll one-shot Mew.
Like, the only thing... like, Clefable can only really use, like, Moonblast and stuff, which you're not worried about if you're Marowak. So.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. So after using Imprison, Mew uses Transform, and that means Marowak now can't do anything at all.
Yeah. See. Moonblast.
The battle just kind of ends right after that.
Yeah, this is hilarious tech. I've never seen something so silly.
Yeah, I mean it works really well. It disables.
Imprison Transform is one of the nastiest things I've witnessed.
Yeah.
In my day. That's even worse than Encore Disable, because it is indefinite. Like, in this situation, that lasts forever. You can't get out of that.
Yeah, as soon as he's done that,
because you don't have an ally left, so it's just over. Yeah.
So pretty nasty. I do think there were some missed opportunities by Nolan there, but Noah brought some pretty fun tech, which I like to see. And the Aurora Veil was really good. I actually do wonder if he had targeted Mew, if the Mew gets one shot under Aurora Veil. It's a really good question, because I think if it does, then that game just ends immediately. I'm gonna check Mew. This is like a fully, well, not a fully bulky Mew, but this is like a pretty bulky Mew. And we can put Reflect, which is the same as Aurora Veil. And let's see, Marowak. This is a full attack. Poltergeist, it doesn't actually one-shot. So he probably lost no matter what, even if he had targeted Mew. Because Mew could survive long enough to get the Imprison and the Transform off, and then it's just over. So, pretty nice. All right, next game, next match. This one is. Oh, this is me. Okay, so yeah, I can talk a little bit about what I saw. So first of all, the big thing is he didn't. I'm playing against James. He brings Moltres, Raichu, Kangaskhan, Alakazam, Vaporeon, and Cloyster. To me, I was really surprised he didn't bring Jolteon because I think Jolteon's one of his best Pokemon by far, just because it's so fast. Um,
Yeah, probably should have brought Jolteon.
Kangaskhan is a little bit weird. It doesn't match up very well into my Pokemon, I don't think. Just because Tauros is one of my best Pokemon and can one-shot it, so
Yeah, and you already have like Raichu for like fake out
yeah.
and stuff. So I don't know what Kangaskhan brings to the table here.
Cloyster, I think it did make some sense because he's very physically bulky, and I'm obviously a super physical team. Um, the Terras, let's see. I mean, Terra Fairy, I think makes sense for Alakazam. I don't love Terra Normal Kangaskhan, but I guess if you're trying to do a lot of damage, Terra Dark for a
I
Moltres. Terra
Terra
Normal, you
Dark
like
for
it?
Moltres is yeah, I get Terra Normal for Kangaskhan.
Just for the
That
damage.
kind of works. Yeah. Makes it like kind of pseudo resemble Mega Kangaskhan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fucking yeah, Terra Dark Moltres. I actually take some responsibility for this because this is what I suggested in my write up of Moltres. But I only did that because I thought that my gut reaction of Terra Fairy was like too biased from my Gen 9 experience. But Terra Fairy is still probably the best option for Galarian Moltres in retrospect because it covers like all your weaknesses and you really want to keep Moltres around as long as possible and make it stick around and be bulky and just use as many fiery wraths as you can. Uh, you don't you don't want like an offensive Terra type on a Pokemon that's too slow to make good use of it.
Yeah, that's yeah. The only way it works is maybe if you kind of set Tailwind and then you can kind of go ham with it, but that's
Yeah.
pretty conditional. I,
Like it's
I,
not a bad choice, Terra Dark. I'd say like that it could work. I just think generally you
yeah,
want to be
generally,
defensive.
yeah, that's definitely a good general rule. Um, Terra Water on Vaporeon also doesn't make sense because it's like an offensive Terra, but you're already bulky. I guess it's kind of fine though because you're bulky no matter what. But I would have liked to see like maybe you get Terra Ground to avoid the electric attacks. Although you already have Lightning Rod, so maybe
Terra
you don't do
Grass
that. Maybe you
also
get
might
Terra
work.
Grass for
And you resist grass too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not bad. And actually, maybe he didn't know this, but doesn't it make you immune to sleep powder? The Terra Grass.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually really important into Venusaur.
Yeah, it
Like,
makes you immune to all powder type moves. So sleep powder, rage powder,
yeah.
spore.
I mean, I don't expect him to know that. You know that unless you've played a lot, I think, or at least a
Yeah,
decent amount. But Venusaur loves to click sleep powder, and so bringing Terra Grass specifically against Venusaur is really good for Pokemon like Vaporeon, like any water types, especially because
for
they get
sure.
the immunity and they get the resistance to grass. So that's really good. I think Cloyster also like Terra Water doesn't make sense. Cloyster doesn't actually have a very good water type attack. You pretty much always want to click Icicle Spear. So if you're gonna go an offensive Terra, it should be like Ice, I think, because I don't think Liquidation is that scary. You know,
Yeah,
and I like Terra
I don't know.
Ice to hit Venusaur as well as Cloyster. My Terras, I mean, I could talk about. Like, I obviously have Terra Dark for Alakazam on two different Pokemon. Then I have Terra Ground for my Tauros to avoid electric type attacks and just get rid of my weaknesses, basically.
Why do you have Terra Dark on Venusaur?
On Venusaur, because I wanted
Um,
to be able to use Terra Blast and one shot Alakazam.
Oh, okay, fair.
And it also lets me resist Moltres. So I just thought it was like
Yeah,
good for two reasons. I thought it was an interesting choice. It lets me, it flips the whole Alakazam matchup because like that's Venusaur's biggest fear playing into
yeah.
James's team, and it just flips that matchup on its head immediately. So Then there's the Ghost Aerodactyl, which I was picking for if I was worried about Fake Out from Raichu. I had Terra Ghost to dodge that if I needed to. Terra Dark on Golem, I'm not really sure why I did that. I think... I don't really know. I think it was just for Alakazam again to not get one shot, but I don't remember. Then Terra Steel is, I think, just really good for Tentacruel because
Yeah, for sure.
he's tanky as heck. And then Terra
Although you are
Normal,
still weak to ground, but
yeah,
you're not worried about ground
I'm
here.
not worried about ground that much, and I'm not worried about fighting, so it's just good. It's just good to
Yeah.
resist things. And then Terra Normal for Hypno to not get hit by Shadow Ball. Even though I can tank that pretty well. But it also lets me be immune to Shadow Ball, and it lets me not be weak to Fire Wrath either. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, and the Pokemon I brought, I leaned into Golem and Tentacruel instead of like my normal top 6 or whatever because Golem has really great matchups into this team. Like it kills the water types, it kills Moltres, and then and I wanted a Trick Room mode with Hypno, so Golem's my Trick Room attacker. And then Tentacruel is very, very specially bulky, so I brought it for that reason, because James is basically all special attackers, so yeah. As for his brings, we talked about it already, so yeah, let's just get into the game.
Yep.
So I lead with Tauros Aerodactyl, which is kind of my standard lead. And he leads with Vaporeon Cloyster, which is very defensive. He goes for a Protect immediately, and then I'm not really sure what he does
Doesn't really
with
make
Cloyster because I
sense.
one-shot it. I use Rock Slide, Close Combat, and go Cloyster. Yeah, I think the Protect on Vaporeon doesn't make sense because he's basically under 0 threat from Tauros Aerodactyl.
Yeah, he really should have just used Vaporeon to attack Aerodactyl in this situation.
Yeah.
He wasn't in any danger with Vaporeon.
Yeah, and I think he maybe thought Cloyster could live because he's so physically bulky, but two special super effective moves is enough, even if you are very physically bulky, especially from
Yeah.
Tauros, who's like one of the strongest physical attackers in the whole format. So yeah, not enough there. So Cloyster goes down right off the bat. And Raichu comes out. We see that Raichu has Balloon. Aerodactyl uses Rock Slide, popping the balloon. Raichu flinches, which is really unfortunate for him, and then I high horsepower the Raichu to take it out. So, and then Scald does come out from Vaporeon into Aerodactyl this time, nearly KOing and burning Aerodactyl. Like, so this is an example of like if he had done the Scald on turn 1, like it would have.
Yeah, you'd be in a much better position.
Yeah, Aerodactyl would be dead this turn, and that would just be a lot better. And then I think I actually kind of messed up by doing what I did. Like I got lucky that Raichu flinched because if Raichu, well, first of all, I got lucky Raichu didn't click Fake Out because he could have just clicked Fake Out on Aerodactyl and then Scald, and then like I would have done nothing to Raichu, and then Aerodactyl would be dead. So that would have been really bad. So I really messed up by not respecting the Fake Out there. But he also messed up by not even using the Fake Out. Okay. Let's go. Vaporeon is revealed to have leftovers. It heals up a little, and then Moltres comes out. Goes for the Terra Dark. I use Tailwind on Aerodactyl to get that out before
It's
I
a late
die.
Tailwind.
The Tailwind, it is. It's a very late Tailwind for me, but that's perfect because now Aerodactyl gets to
Yeah,
die, and
I mean
something
you
else
get
gets
to
to
do
come
that.
in.
You get to do that with Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
It's just so fast.
Yeah, I have Focus Sash too, so I usually don't have to worry about getting one shot. But like, yeah, like I said, I got lucky that he didn't Fake Out Aerodactyl and then just kill it. It actually is a very different battle if that happens, because then I don't have Tailwind for this second half of the battle, which could make a huge difference. But yeah, I go for Rock Slide on Tauros. It does honestly very meaningless damage. Then Fire Wrath and Scald. Tauros gets burned. He got super lucky. Both Scalds burned immediately, which is kind of crazy. Oh, sorry. I want to back up a little because we're getting a little faster than I get to talk about things. But yeah, he does Terra Dark Moltres, which is part of why the Rock Slide does nothing. But yeah, I get Tailwind out. And then Tauros gets really low, but he uses a berry to heal up. But he is burned. So it's a little unfortunate there. And then Golem comes out.
And he protects. This time it makes sense to protect.
Yeah, this is a good protect because Golem could be hitting Vaporeon, and in fact, that is what is happening. The close combat goes into Moltres because of the burn. It doesn't kill. Does Berserk just give a special attack boost when you get hit by a super effective move?
No, Berserk gives you a special attack boost anytime you go below half HP.
Oh, okay. That's really good.
Yeah.
So it goes below half, he gets the Berserk, and now I can click Fiery Wrath. This Fire Wrath, because of the special attack boost, does a ton of damage, including to Golem. It does more than half of
Yeah, and he's
Golem's
Terra Dark,
HP.
so he gets the extra stab.
Yeah.
Which is why I say it's not a bad Terra type to have. It's just probably not optimal.
Yeah, I mean, this is an Assault Fest Golem with full investment into special defense, and it still does more than half. I was really scared when it did more than half, because I'm like, oh shoot, now I can just kill Golem before Golem uses another move. But luckily I have Venusaur out under Tailwind, and this is really good because I go Terra Dark to resist. I don't really think I needed to, but I hadn't used my Terra to that point, so I was like, whatever. It will help me resist Moltres.
Clutch.
Yeah, and then the Sleep Powder hitting is really big. It is 90%
I mean,
because
he
I
was
am
low
wide
HP
lens.
anyway. You probably could have just killed him, but you know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I could have just killed him. But yeah, so I get the Sleep Powder on the
In
Moltres.
fact, Sleep Powder is actually probably more risky because he could have missed.
I could have missed it. I could have just used Giga Drain to kill him. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
probably right. If I just Giga Drain, then Moltres dies. But then Golem gets to press Double Edge into Vaporeon, which is electric type because of Galvanize. Super effective, kills Vaporeon. And now Moltres just can't do it. Yeah, I could have just Giga Drained and end the battle one turn earlier. But yeah, that's it. It's the battle. I think, yeah, a couple mistakes on both sides. I think I just made a few, fewer of them, I guess.
So true.
All right, let's go to game 2. And I think, yeah, we don't need to talk about anything else. We could just start the game. So I lead the Tauros Aerodactyl again, because I'm like, it worked the first time, it'll work again. This time he leads with Raichu Moltres. So I was actually pretty scared of the Raichu Moltres here, because I knew, this time I did think about Fake Out. So I actually go for a double Protect to start. He Insta-Terra type Terra Dark Moltres. Which also, I don't really love that he's
Could have gotten a
instantly...
good Tailwind in here.
Huh?
He could have gotten a good Tailwind right here.
Yeah, if he goes for Tailwind or
Like, that would have been
some
free.
kind of setup. Yeah, because he could just Terra Dark actually makes him vulnerable to Tauros. And it doesn't give you enough more damage to be very worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have gone for Fake Out into Aerodactyl and just stayed how he was and used Tailwind on Moltres. And then, even if he gets hit on Moltres and he goes to below half, now he's got the boost and he's going first. So then he could just click his attack. He could, click Terra Dark and then, Fiery Wrath on the second turn. You know what I mean? When he's guaranteed to be going first, it's actually good to use the Terra. And then, Raichu can go for the Thunderbolt into Aerodactyl. Blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. He can go for Thunderbolt into Tauros to try to take out
I definitely
Tauros.
wouldn't be going Terra Dark in front of Tauros until Tauros is coming. Until you
Tauros-
know you can kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Because now you're in danger of getting one shot by Tauros.
Yeah.
The Fire Wrath obviously doesn't do anything because I double Protect. But now it's my turn. I Terra Dark. He goes Protect on Raichu. I use Tailwind. And I go for close combat.
And there it is.
Moltres, and
See?
he dies. So that's why you want to set Tailwind. That's why you don't want to Terra Dark in front of Tauros. Those kinds of things. And the Protect on Raichu doesn't make a lot of sense to me, personally, because Raichu, from my perspective,
What were you worried about with Raichu specifically?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, I think with Raichu, you just go for a Nuzzle or something. Or go
Maybe
for
because
another
you're tearing
Thunderbolt.
around in Tauros, he thought you'd target Raichu? I don't know. That doesn't really add up.
I mean, last time I used Rock Slide and High Horsepower together in combination to take out Raichu, so maybe he just thought I'd do the same thing.
Maybe.
I mean, and I could have, but even if I did it, it's not even that good for me because then I'm ignoring Moltres, and he could just click Fiery Wrath for free. So I think it's it wasn't very likely for me to do that again. The reason I did it in the first game is because I don't care about Vaporeon. Like, I feel like I can just ignore it. But I do not feel the same way about Moltres. I absolutely feel like I have to deal with Moltres. You know what I mean? So it's very different. And then I think, like, even if, like, even just clicking Helping Hand on Raichu would have been really nice, you know? Like, imagine if turn 1 he just uses Tailwind, and then, like, on Raichu he uses Fake Out. Then turn 2 he can click Helping Hand, fire, and, like, click Fire Your Wrath. And he probably is just, like, obliterating me, basically, at that point. But didn't happen. So. Alright, then Alakazam comes out. I am pretty sure that Alakazam's going to be Sash, because I know that Raichu is not. And so, like, I'm like, the Sash has to be somewhere. It's probably Alakazam. So I decided to double Alakazam. And with the Tailwind, I go first, so I do double him and just kill him. He tries to use Volt Switch into Tauros, but I guess he forgot the ground. The Terra ground on Tauros makes me immune to that, so that just does nothing. And then that's the end
He
of
still
that
gets
turn.
the switch. That's interesting.
Huh?
He still gets the switch?
Oh, no, he doesn't, because he doesn't have anything
Oh.
left in the back, right? Because I had already killed Alakazam.
Oh, okay.
No, but I guess he doesn't get the switch, because then they'd be... Like, he could switch Kangaskhan, and then he'd have to throw out Raichu, right? And they'd be swapped positions. Like, that's how it would work if you get the switch. But no, Volt Switch doesn't work, I guess, if you hit an immune target.
Yeah, okay.
So then he goes for
I did
Protect
Volt Switch.
on Raichu again, which I think also doesn't make sense, because, again, Raichu is, like, first of all, to me, probably the least threatening, and not something I want to target at all. I have a super effective attack into Kangaskhan, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I use Rock Slide. The Raichu Protect does go off. Oh, I actually double Rock Slided here. I forgot. I think I was worried about Fake Out from Kangaskhan. But yeah, I double Rock Slide. I don't get the flinch. Kangaskhan uses Drain Punch. He heals himself a little and does some damage. But then the next turn, I think I Rock Slide on Aerodactyl in close combat the Kangaskhan to finish it off. Raichu does flinch from the Rock Slide, and now it's just Raichu versus the world, and he dies to Crunch. And James sends a frowny face in the chat, and I send a GG.
So real.
I mean, Game 2 was a lot worse than Game 1 for him. He didn't take out a single Pokemon of mine. So
Yeah, that is tough.
I'm sorry he's not feeling great about that. He didn't even do a single unit of damage to Tauros, and Aerodactyl ended with 64% HP, so it was a pretty rough one. Yeah.
But could have gone a lot better for him.
It could have been. Like, he was using a lot of Protect on Raichu for no reason, and yeah, using Terra, like, not the best way. Yeah, I think just not recognizing, like, that who I'm gonna target, like, that I want to target the Pokemon of his that actually threaten me instead of, like, ones that don't. So, yeah.
All right, next game.
Next game. So this one is Greenlee versus Jake.
Oh yes.
Greenlee brings Charizard, Mewtwo, Muck. That's her core 3. She'll probably bring that every single game, no matter what. But then also Parasect, Executor, and Vulpix.
You know what's interesting? Greenlee actually had to remake her team kind of last second because it got deleted from her browser before when she made it. So she didn't actually pick any of her Terra types, it looks like.
Yeah.
For this one, but it did not matter. It did not end up mattering.
It did not. Yeah, I was just about to say the Terra types are weird. I don't know if I remember those being the Terra types because I helped her build the team. So yeah. Interesting. So she didn't pick the Terra types. Well, maybe lesson is export your team and save it somewhere where you can remember it.
Yeah.
You never know when your cookies will get cleared.
Yeah, I told her to do that this time.
Yeah, so not much to say about the Terra types on her side. Jacob brings...
You know what? Similarly, Jacob seems to not have picked his Terra types either because those are all defaults.
Yeah, he does
Fairy,
have
dark, grass, ice, electric, and water.
Yeah, he has Clefairy, Persian, Victory Bell, Jinx, Magneton, and Starmie. So, yep. Makes sense. I don't know. I think the interesting thing to me is well, we'll see in the match. There's nothing I can say too much about these 6 Pokemon just from the
I
outset.
mean, yeah, if anything, I maybe wouldn't have brought Victory Bell because that doesn't really help you against Greenleaf's Pokemon at all.
Yeah,
I mean, Chlorophyll, I guess, but no. No.
it's also kind
I
of
would
a
have brought
weird.
like Omastar or Machamp even.
Yeah, I would like
Maybe
to see.
Flareon.
I would have liked to see Machamp in like a Trick Room mode, maybe. Because you're not outspeeding generally this team. Like Greenleaf's team, you're not outspeeding like the Mewtwo. You're not outspeeding the Charizard.
Like if I'm Jake in this matchup, I'm probably bringing Omastar for like a Trick Room thing, or maybe Flareon, but probably Omastar because like you can Omastar matches up pretty well into most of her team except for Executor.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Omastar would have been a good substitute for Victory Bell. You could also bring like, I mean, yeah, Machamp. Flareon is fine. It's actually not bad because like Greenleaf does use a lot of like she's gonna be using
yeah,
Sun,
she's got two like grass types.
and Flareon can be Flash Fire, so you could just bring Flareon out and like have it as like a switch to
Yeah,
just to
I didn't
tank
know it
things.
could get Flash Fire. Yeah, that's something I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's not
All right.
too
Anyway,
bad. But yeah, so let's go into the game. So Greenleaf leads,
Charizard
Charizard Vulpix.
Vulpix.
This is
Great
gonna
lead.
be a classic lead for her probably all season. And in response,
Yeah.
we see Jinx and Clefairy. I'm not really sure. Jinx and Clefairy is super defensive, very supportive start. Um, and this is obviously extremely offensive from Greenleaf's side. This Sun is going to come up from Drought, and Charizard can go to town. She gets a switch into Muck.
Yeah, to
Clefairy goes for
deal with
Helping
the
Hand.
fairy.
Heat Wave comes out, and then Jinx
Yeah,
uses Trick Room.
so that's a big oof, a big no. Why you used Helping Hand for Trick Room? You Helping Hand Jinx, and Jinx used Trick Room. Helping Hand only boosts damage
Yeah,
on attacking moves. So it is completely useless
yeah.
for Trick Room. Um, Also, it looks like here we're seeing that Jinx has the ability Dry Skin, which is very bad against Greenlee's team because Dry Skin damages you in the sun.
It also makes you take
So,
more damage from fire moves, which Greenleaf's team is like very fire move centric.
yeah.
And the other ability Jinx can get is Inner Focus, which prevents you from being taunted, which is very
I
nice
thought it was
because
Oblivious.
oh, it's Oblivious, right? Whatever it is, it's the ability that stops you from getting taunted. So it basically allows Jinx to use support moves with impunity without worrying about getting taunted, which is actually really good. So I would say it's just basically the wrong choice to pick Dry Skin, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then obviously using Helping Hand doesn't, do anything to Trick Room.
Not that there was much Clefairy could do in this situation, to be honest.
No, not very
Um,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Protect probably would have been the move.
Protects, Follow Me. I mean, Follow Me doesn't matter against Heat Wave, but,
Yeah, the
you
Heat
know,
Wave does
Moon
miss Jinx,
Blast.
which allows it to live. It would definitely be getting one shot otherwise, and it does a ton of damage to Clefairy. Turn 2, let's see what happens. Clefairy goes for the Protect this time. Knockoff comes out from Muck into Jinx,
One
one-shotting
shot.
it, and then the Heat Wave comes out, but Clefairy is protected. Charizard takes a little bit of chip damage from the Solar Power, and now Starmie comes out onto the field. Moonblast comes out from Clefairy into Charizard, but Charizard resists that, so it does
Too
almost
little, too
nothing.
late. Yeah, if you were going to use Moonblast here, you should have targeted Muck.
Yeah,
At least it'd be
or
neutral.
do neutral damage into Muck. Now Muck goes for knockoff into Starmie. Because of the Trick Room, which was set, Starmie is actually not fast. So
Yeah.
this is not a very good
Yikes.
Trick Room because Starmie would otherwise outspeed everything on Greenleaf's team. Because of the Trick Room that Jake himself set, the Starmie is actually slower than everything
And yeah,
on the
if he
team.
hadn't set Trick Room, Starmie might have been able to get a hit in on Charizard and potentially take him
It
down. But
definitely, it definitely would have gotten a hit in. I mean, it's faster than Charizard and could just use Power
yeah,
Gem and kill Charizard instantly. So Yeah, setting
Yeah,
that Trick Room
that's
turn
true. I
one
forgot about Power Gem.
was actually a huge blunder, in my opinion.
Yeah, big waste of a Starmie.
Yeah, so Starmie, his best Pokemon, just got one shot without doing anything. Now he's left with Clefairy only, but the Heat Wave does hit Clefairy this time. Actually crits Clefairy. It wouldn't have mattered, but Clefairy goes down, and now it's Persian versus Greenleaf's entire team. Brick Break comes out. Snarl is a good choice. I mean, it does lower the special attack, but there's nothing you can do at this point. The Heat Wave comes out
Yeah,
and just kills the Persian, and so it was pretty thorough beat down from Greenleaf's team in game one.
you probably never want to lead two supports at the
Yeah,
same
it
time.
generally feels really bad if you are doing that because you just offer zero threat and allows the opponent to just immediately and do whatever they want in most cases.
Like bringing two supports in general is already a little bit risky, but
A little.
leading them both at the same time, not good.
Yeah, you can.
And
I mean,
he actually brought three supports in Persian, Clefairy, and Jinx.
yeah, he basically has three
So
supports and Starmie. So Starmie kind of has to do literally everything, but he didn't set it up. And Trick Room doesn't make sense if you're trying to set up Starmie, you know?
yeah,
So the next turn, or next game, sorry, let's just see how that one goes. Greenleaf goes with the same lead, Vulpix, Charizard. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This time we have Jinx and Persian coming out to start. Greenleaf goes for the
slightly
instant.
better.
It is. Greenleaf goes for the instant switch into Muck. Heat Wave does come out, so there's no fake out from Persian. Jinx once again avoids the attack, and Persian dies instantly. I'm actually kind of surprised that somehow Charizard's faster than Persian. Because Persian max speed is 1,000% is definitely faster than Charizard.
He probably didn't
Oh
invest
no,
in
Charizard
speed.
has Choice Scarf. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Charizard has Choice Scarf, so it is allowed to move faster
Yes.
than Persian, and it one
I made
shots
sure
Persian
to.
before it does anything. And then
Yeah.
Trick Room comes out once again. The Dry Skin, of course, hurting the Jinx. Let's see where this Trick Room goes. We get Starmie out again.
And
So
he brought Starmie again.
yeah, so once
Yikes.
again, the Starmie and the Trick Room, same problem. So we'll see the exact same thing happen. Starmie gets one shot by knockoff immediately, and
Wow.
the Lovely Kiss does come out from Jinx, which puts Muck to sleep. But it's not. Jinx isn't slower than Muck, so the Trick Room doesn't allow it to get the sleep off before Starmie is already knocked out, and then the Heat Wave comes out and just kills Jinx. So, even worse than the first game. Now Clefairy is coming out using Moonblast into Charizard, which does absolutely nothing. Heatwave comes out, nearly kills Clefairy in a single turn. The Moonblast will come out again, only doing about 10% to Charizard's health. Muck wakes up, uses Poison Jab, and Clefairy's remaining 3% HP are taken out. So yeah, I think just really not understanding like how some of the abilities work. Also, didn't use a single Terra type the whole time on either side.
Well, also didn't set Terra types, so
Didn't
that's
set
probably
stereotypes as well,
why.
which isn't great. And then not using them. Also, just why are you setting Trick Room? Like, why? I
Yeah, I don't really understand that.
I
I mean,
don't.
maybe he heard that like Jinx is a good Trick Room setter, and then just like thought that Trick Room is good for the team. I don't know. You kind of have to like you really got to think about the speed relationships of your
Yes,
Pokemon
yes. Trick Room is
if you're
good
gonna.
if your Pokemon are slow. So what you want to
Yeah,
do is have slow Pokemon, and then use Trick Room with that. And I mean, Clefairy is slow, but Starmie's actually fast. So if you're going to use Trick Room and your plan is to use Starmie, because you have 3 supports in Starmie, then you probably don't want to use Trick Room. And even Persian is fast. Persian is fast, and Starmie is fast. If you're going to go
yeah.
fast,
If you wanted to use Trick Room, you should have brought Machamp or Omastar.
yes. If you want to go fast, you can bring Persian and Starmie. You can bring Pidgeot, and you could set
Yeah,
Tailwind.
and
You
you could
could
Tailwind. That would be
You
great.
can even use Victory Bell in that situation. Victory Bell is not good into Charizard, but it is fine into like Mewtwo. So
Yeah, if you had a situation where Greenlee set Sun and you already got rid of Charizard with like a Tailwind Starmie thing, and then you have like Victory Bell in the back to make use of Chlorophyll, that would be pretty good. That'd be pretty sweet.
yeah, Starmie is faster than Charizard. So it learns Power Gem, and Power Gem will just kill Charizard immediately.
Yeah.
So,
So it doesn't
except for
matter
the fact that
you
you set Trick
have
Room on
weakened water
yourself
types.
twice, making it so that your Pokemon that's good is really bad. So, yeah. A little bit of a own goal there, I would say.
Just a little bit, but
All right, let's move on. This one is your games.
Oh, it's my game. Yes,
This is a
I
longer series, but
yeah. This is gonna be a three-game one,
yeah,
three-game match. I made a few mistakes, especially in game two,
I'll let you talk
but
about. I'll let you
I
talk about.
ultimately figured it out.
What you brought.
Yeah.
Tell.
So
Yeah.
I brought Gyarados going for like a mainly offensive thing. I was really preparing for the Snorlax Slowbro thing, which never actually happened. But yeah, I went Terra Dragon on Gyarados to protect from the electric type attacks that were inevitably going to happen. Ice type on Articuno, obviously, because of Blizzard. I went Terra Ghost on Rhydon just to, I don't know, get around Fake Out. I don't actually know why I went Terra Ghost on Rhydon, to be honest. I went Terra Steel on Vileplume to get rid of my weaknesses. Well, not fire, but mainly Psychic and ground. Well, not ground, just psychic. Anyway, Terra Grass on Arcanine, get rid of the fire and or get the water and ground weakness, and Terra Ground on Dugong to get rid of the electric weakness. So that's basically. And it looks like he went Terra Ghost on Snorlax, Terra Steel on Slowbro. Never saw those. Terra Electric on Zapdos, which we see quite a bit. Terra Electric on Electrode, which that never came up. Terra Electric on Nidoking, which we did also see, I think, at one point. And then Terra Water on Kabutops, I guess, for extra damage.
Yeah.
Kabutops is pretty dang good. His team is not shabby at all. It's a very
No,
good team.
it's definitely good. And it does seem like he actually had good prep. I think that the Electrode one is weird, but also Electrode is like there's like no good. You never if you're using terrestrialization on Electrode, that's like you're in a really rough spot, bro. So it almost doesn't matter.
It's not like it's not the point. Like you don't even really need it.
I mean, the only thing
So I get it.
the only Terra type I would put on Electrode is Ghost to avoid Fake Out. I think that's probably the best. Or maybe Flying so that you can't just get Earthquaked to death. But even then, it's like, I don't think so. I think
Also,
Ghost...
electric works though.
It does work.
Like, extra damage on Electro Web.
It does work. But you never want to be using Terra type on this Pokemon.
No, you don't. Unless it's like the end of the game and like you realize, oh, I haven't used
Used it. I guess I will just use it.
Why
now.
not?
I didn't need it till now. Yeah, you could.
And that does happen.
And I think again, I would do Ghost. But okay, the Brings I think makes sense. He just brought his top 6, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I think they're good. Then your Brings you kind of talked about already, but you want to talk about why you have Vileplume and Dugong?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I have Dugong because I really wanted to use Galarian Mr. Mime, but it turns out it doesn't have Snowscape, which was the entire reason I picked it. But luckily I still have Dugong, which is my Snowscape setter for Articuno. I have Vileplume. I chose Vileplume specifically for his team, just to counter Kabutops mainly. And just because, it being grass type, it resists electric, so that's something. And also to counter Slowbro in case of that. Oh, and another reason I picked Dragon for Gyarados was to lean into the offensive capabilities with the Outrage thing. It does a lot of damage there. But yeah.
Nice. All right, let's get into the game and see how it goes. So the leads are Gyarados and Arcanine, double Intimidate, and then...
Classic. You're going to see that a lot from me.
Yeah. Brian responds with Zapdos and Electrode.
Yeah, which the double Intimidate doesn't actually affect him in this.
Yeah, so...
I think he really was like trying to play around my double Intimidate thing, and he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and it honestly makes me think, like, he didn't even have to bring Snorlax and Slowbro. Like, he maybe could have brought some other thing on his team, but I I didn't look at his team to see if there was anything that made sense. I think I did
I
look at
mean,
it, and there was like nothing that stood out to me.
you gotta bring Snorlax and Slowbro.
You think so? No
And
matter
yeah,
what.
they just work together. I think he should have used it too. Honestly, I don't know.
It is hard to use into the double intimidate, but yeah, he could have had it in the back
You could
instead
have it in the
because
back, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I'm looking at his team. There really is nothing else he could have brought. He had like
yeah.
Hitmonchan, Ivysaur coughing, and Pharaoh, and yeah, you don't want any of that crap. So you go and switch into Rhydon, I assume because you're worried about
Because I'm worried
Lightning
about
Rod.
Lightning Rod. Yeah.
And then he does Terra Electric Zapdos, pops the Rain Dance from Electrode. Rock Slide comes out from Arcanine, doing big damage to Electrode
Big
and
damage.
Zapdos. And Zapdos unfortunately flinches, so we'll never know what he was trying to do. But if it was
Hmm.
an electric type move, it wouldn't have worked because of Rhydon. Uh, Next turn, Electrode pops the Reflect. This does reduce the damage significantly, so the second Rock Slide
Yeah.
doesn't do too much. Electrode is down to like very little HP, and Zapdos is getting quite low, 28%. Pretty strong. We get the double flinch, which is crazy. And because of the Reflect, Zapdos actually manages to live the Ice Punch coming out from Rhydon.
Yeah, which I really regret using Ice Punch there. That was kind of silly of me. I forgot that he went Terra Electric.
Yeah, because you did
Um,
have high horsepower, I believe.
yeah, I could have used that and he probably would have gone down there.
He would have
But
gone down 100%. So
yeah.
bit of a mistake, but it is what it is. The rain is still falling. Electro Web comes out from Electrode. It does still hit Arcanine despite Lightning Rod, but it slows down. Lightning
Yeah,
Rod
well,
goes
it's a
into
spread move.
Rhydon. Rhydon also got paralyzed from that Ice Punch into the Zapdos, which is unfortunate. Volt Switch comes out from
Yeah.
Zapdos, but the Lightning Rod shuts that down, and the Rock Slide KOs both Pokemon from Arcanine. That puts you in a really nice spot just right off the bat, having taken out two Pokemon and taken really no damage. Kabutops and Nidoking come out. Arcanine uses Protect, and you switch to Vileplume. Superpower comes out from Kabutops. Because of the Vileplume switch, it's very well resisted, doesn't do almost any
Yep.
damage. Arcanine protects, and Sludge Wave comes out.
Neutral damage.
It
Does quite a bit to Vileplume. It's tough. Vileplume never gets to do that much.
Yeah. So Vileplume takes a good amount of damage. And wait, what did Vileplume use? Oh, Vileplume just switched in. That's right. So Vileplume's
Yeah.
nearly dead after switching in. You switch Arcanine for Gyarados, which does get the Intimidate attack drop onto Kabutops. Kabutops is now 2 stat drops down because Superpower does lower
Yeah.
your own stats. And Nidoking is 1 stat drop. You protect Vileplume. Superpower comes out into Gyarados. It does basically nothing. Kabutops is now down to like no attack at all. Sludge Wave does a lot of damage to Gyarados, but also KOs his own Kabutops. And Gyarados pops a berry. Now it's just Nidoking versus the world. Waterfall hits Nidoking from Gyarados. Thunder takes out Gyarados from Nidoking in response, but Energy Ball picks up the final KO.
Pretty funny that the thunder hits like right after the rain goes away.
Right after, yeah, it ends. Yeah, so just some really good switches. You basically switched a lot into dodging
Yeah,
some,
I did a lot of pivoting.
yeah, dodging some important attacks, getting the intimidates up. Kabutops superpower wasn't able to land on anything meaningful, and its attack got dropped to nothing. Yeah, and the Sludge Wave from Nidoking, like it was doing good damage, but it was also killing his own Pokemon. So
Yeah, special Nidoking is really interesting.
I mean, it's
You
good.
wouldn't expect it. It is really good. But I don't know how I feel about Sludge Wave. He doesn't have great like synergy with Sludge Wave.
Yeah. If I look up the stats, I'm pretty sure it's like pretty much equal. It's very close. Oh no, it's actually not. But still, it's 85. It's like respectable special attack for Nidoking. It might be closer on Nidoqueen. Because I honestly thought it was
But
a
I'm
lot
sure
closer.
we won't see much more of special Nidoking. I think he really just did that to get around Intimidate.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it makes sense in that context for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nidoqueen's just a little bulkier. Okay, cool. So let's go to game 2. and see how that goes. You again lead with the double Intimidate, and he again leads with the Electro Zapdos, so same leads. This Intimidate doesn't do much. This time you decided to stay in with Gyarados and go Terra Dragon. Electro responds with Electro Web, getting some speed control for Zapdos, and now Zapdos is able to Thunder before anything else happens, and it takes Gyarados down to about half health. And he gets a lucky paralysis on the Gyarados. Gyarados pops the berry, so it's healed up a little bit. The Arcanine does huge damage to Zapdos with Rock Slide, nearly killing it. Electrode gets down to about half. And then you use Taunt into Electrode with Gyarados.
Okay. Yeah, in retrospect, I probably didn't need to do that. I probably could have just gone full offensive. But the thing with Outrage is you can't choose who it attacks, and he resists Waterfall. So I figured Taunt would just be an easy way to disable Electrode and make it I would just get to ignore it, basically.
Mm-hmm. It does stop
he still has Electro Web, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, stopping the rain was pretty important for me, too.
But the Electro Web is, I think, what he wanted to do anyway at that turn. So.
Yeah.
But Zapdos is getting pretty low. Let's see what he'll go for next. He just switches out Zapdos, preserving it for now. Extreme Speed comes out into the Zapdos from Arcanine, but it does very little because of the swap. He has to hit Electro Web on Electrode. It's dealing moderate chip, and then Gyarados gets a full para, so that's pretty unfortunate for you. And then you switch to Vileplume, I guess because that's your Kabutops answer.
Yeah.
Another Electro Web comes out.
Because I'm worried about what Kabutops does to Arcanine, and I've already gone Terra Dragon and Gyarados, so I can't really get around it. And he's lowered my speed so much that basically Arcanine's screwed if I don't switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So then he does go for a Rock Slide on Kabutops. It does extremely little. Actually, no, it does pretty. Actually, no, it does pretty good. Actually, sorry, I paused it before the damage went out, so I thought it did little. But yeah, it does pretty good damage onto both Pokemon. Vileplume's a little over half, and Gyarados is down to the last quarter of his health. He gets a flinch.
And Gyarados is getting screwed. Gyarados just can't do anything this game.
Yeah, another Electro Web comes out. Speed is down to nothing. One more Rock Slide.
And he's out.
And Gyarados is down.
But thankfully, this is Vileplume's big moment right here, I think.
This is where Vileplume gets to use a move, Energy Ball, one-shotting the Kabutops. That is why he brought the Vileplume. The Taunt ends for Electrode, and Rhydon comes out. You use Protect on Vileplume. Nidoking comes out on the other side. So, Rhydon full health. Vileplume almost dead. Electrode.
And in this situation, I basically just didn't even think about Nidoking having a ground-type move, and I pay dearly for it.
Yeah, so Nidoking, the Electro Web comes out. Lightning Rod does protect Rhydon from it, but Nidoking just clicks Earth Power, instantly killing Rhydon, so Rhydon doesn't get it to do anything. And now you have Arcanine, Vileplume into Electrode and Nidoking. Arcanine goes for Protect.
It's pretty mad unfortunate that Nidoking was still around while Gyarados wasn't, because it answers Arcanine and Rhydon.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. So Electro just continues to spam Electro Web this whole entire game. I don't think it does anything else.
Basically, yeah.
Earth Power is protected by Arcanine. Vileplume goes for Strength Sap, which doesn't really reduce Nidoking's ability to do damage.
No, it doesn't. I was just trying to heal
Vileplume a little, up to about half.
To keep it around longer, or to I don't know, maybe take the pressure off of Arcanine a little bit, but it was.
And now Arcanine's without Protect. Nidoking gets the Helping Hand from Electrode. Flare Blitz does go to Nidoking, which does a lot of damage, but not enough to kill. And then the Sludge Wave comes out with Nidoking, clearing the entire field except for Nidoking, and ending the battle.
Yeah, my thought process was the win condition is I Flare Blitz and then Energy Ball Nidoking, but I can only do that if I can survive a Sludge Wave, and so I went for the, the Strength Sap to get a little bit HP, but it was not enough
HP to survive the Sludge Wave. Yeah,
Vileplume is not bulky enough for something like that to work.
Yeah, he's a very frail Pokemon, actually.
Yeah.
So well played by Brian, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll see the next game. I think the downfall of Brian overall is lightning rod.
Yeah, he forgets about lightning rod too many times.
Yep.
And
Alrighty.
that's like the only reason.
So game 3, you lead with something new, Dugong Rhydon this time. And he also leads with something new, Electro Nidoking. I guess he felt like Nidoking did well, so he wanted to bring it. I actually think this is maybe a mistake because like Nidoking did well, but only because it was like set up to do well. You know, I don't think you want to lead with like
it was cleaning up.
With the Pokemon
like your best.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to lead.
Nidoking's like his best Pokemon, and you probably shouldn't have led with it.
Yeah. I feel like you lead with hyper offense is what I would do. Like I would lead with like I don't know, I actually think his lead of Electrode Zapdos could have just kept working. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, Dugong has fake out, so you fake out into the Nidoking, Electro Web comes out from Electrode because that's what Electrode likes to do. Of course, the Lightning Rod protects Rhydon, but Dugong does get slowed down and Nidoking can't do anything. You do go for high horsepower this time into Electrode. That brings Electrode down to Sash. Okay. Next turn, you go for the Terra Ghost onto Rhydon. Why were you wanting to do that?
To protect him from Nidoking Earth Power, because last game I got one shot
by it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then Nidoking actually goes for Thunder, which is and Electro goes for Rain Dance. So
thing about Lightning Rod.
Yeah, you forgot about Lightning Rod once more. And you actually did not set the Snow with Dugong. You went for Rock Slide with Rhydon takes out.
I went for Ice Beam to get rid of Nidoking. I was pretty greedy with all the things I had new Dugong doing, when I really should have just focused on setting Snow.
Yeah, the Ice Beam. I mean, if you had knocked out Nidoking right there, it would have been good. But unfortunately,
it would have been worth it. But
Dugong's damage just falls a little short against the Nidoking. This might be AV. I guess we don't know. We don't know what he had. It could be Assault Vest Nidoking. I'm not. Who knows? It's hard to say because we didn't see any other items, so we don't know. But it might be considering he survived that. I mean, he only took 58% from Dugong, which I don't know. Dugong is really weak, so it might just be Dugong being super weak, but that is a super effective Ice Beam that only did 58%, so it could be AV. We'll never know, but yeah, the Rock Slide goes down. I mean, unless I pull out the calculator, but I'm not going to. So Kabutops comes out. He's very fast. He can use Rock Slide, which he does do. It does a lot of damage to Dugong, it takes a super effective, and then Nidoking presses Sludge Wave, which finishes off Dugong and gets Rhydon down to about 50%.
Yeah, that was the turn I was queuing. I had clicked Snowscape that turn, but it was too late.
It was a little too late, yeah. The damage is too fast from the Nidoking Kabutops combo when Dugong's quite slow. And they do enough damage with some spread moves, actually.
And we've already gotten like Electro Webbed into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think it mattered in this case. I think
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I like Dugong so slow anyway, but yeah.
So yeah, Rhydon is chilling by himself. He does get the flinch, unfortunately. But Gyarados can come out and get some Intimidate down onto Kabutops, which is very important for that. Nidoking going Terra Electric. Going for Thunder again, I assume. The Waterfall does take out Kabutops. How are you faster than Kabutops? Oh, no, you're not. Okay, Kabutops uses Rock Slide. Gyarados avoids it.
Yeah, it missed. And that was huge for me. Because that would have been big damage onto Gyarados.
Yeah, it would have done a lot to Gyarados. And then Nidoking uses Thunder, which also is big for you because Nidoking could have actually done some damage to Gyarados, but instead he hits a Thunder into Lightning Rod for, I think, the second time this game and the third time in the series. So really unfortunate there. Earthquake comes out from Rhydon. Gyarados is immune to it, and it takes out Nidoking. This leaves only Zapdos remaining. Zapdos is fast enough to go first. It does Hurricane down Rhydon, but Gyarados is able to use Outrage, tons of damage into Zapdos, 46% HP remaining on Zapdos. And then you come out with Articuno. So this is where it's interesting. He actually uses Hurricane into Articuno. And I was thinking about it. If he uses Thunder here, I think Articuno may just die. Because Hurricane did half of your health. And so Thunder would have done all of it. I think.
Yeah, Thunder would have been scary. I would have probably Articuno would have died, and if Gyarados had gotten like full para, then he could have killed Gyarados next.
Yes, exactly. I was actually
Yeah.
thinking about that. Like, if he goes for Thunder here, Articuno dies. Probably. I'm not 100% sure because Hurricane is higher base power than Thunder, but Thunder is super effective, so it would do double. It would have been really close. Like, Articuno would maybe die. And then if he dies, then yeah, the full para on Gyarados means that Gyarados 100% dies the next turn. But also, if he doesn't get the full para, then Zapdos dies anyway. But the Blizzard comes out from Articuno, and you win the battle. But I think it was actually really close. I think all three of these games were pretty close. So I think well played all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I definitely could have played a lot better than I did. I definitely got lucky in a lot of places, but also I prepped my team against his decently, and I think my team is really good.
Yeah.
So,
I think him like hitting Lightning Rod a million times is a big difference
yeah.
maker. I had another thought, and now I forgot what it was. Oh, Kabutops. I don't know what item he had on Kabutops, but I think if he goes Clear Amulet, it probably helps him a lot
Ooh,
to actually make
yeah.
Kabutops useful. Because like you know that you're
If
gonna
you're doing superpower, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Although Clear Amulet, does that protect the stat drop from
not from
superpower?
yourself. It's only from opponents.
Okay,
But
only
still,
from
like
opponents. Oh, yeah.
it's not. It's so that you can not get double intimidated all game and do nothing.
Yeah, I don't think any of his Pokemon had Clear Amulet, which big missed opportunity.
Yeah, unless maybe Snorlax was carrying it, which would make sense. And he just didn't bring the Snorlax for whatever reason.
But I mean, Snorlax, like, if you're using Snorlax, you basically got to use a berry for like the
Yeah,
belly drum setup. I
kinda.
don't
I don't
know.
know. I do think Snorlax does decent damage without that, to be honest.
Maybe. Maybe.
But
Is that the last
that's the last
game?
game. That's all the games. We watched all the games.
All right, so next are we gonna talk about like the matchups for next week?
Yes, but that'll be a different video. So I'm going to end this and look
Okay.
forward to that. If you're watching right now, you'll have to click on a different video. But for us, we're going to do it in like 10 seconds. Bye.